the Arabic heritage in the field of astronomy. So I learned this doing some research is
in the Islamic Golden Age.
Yes. The Arabic speaking world had a massive influence on the field of astronomy because as ancient Greek, the language of ancient Greek was lost.
Yep.
When no one could speak it, no one could to translate the documents of all of the mysteries of the stars that had been unlocked.
Yep.
And where did they turn to get those answers? They turned to the Arabic speaking world.
Right.
So you actually have this massive heritage. So many of our stars are named after they're the Arabic words still, and they have the Arabic meaning. And it's very fascinating. Yeah. So one of the nights we're going to hopefully do an astronomy event with I believe it's the Amman Astronomy Group or Jordanian Astronomy Society or something like that to try and get someone, if someone's willing to come talk to us, to say, look, these are the stars, these are why we name them this way, this is what this means to us, and let people. The nice thing about loving space is we don't have to, like I said, we don't have to look at borders. I believe that there's this global heritage of space, and I want people to experience that. And
the other thing is astrolabs. Is it astrolab? How do you say that? Do you know what I'm talking about? So this is an ancient, I don't know if it's ancient, but a very, very old instrument that the Arabs I think it's from that time period, which is what I was thinking about when you were talking. And it's got I think it has all the constellations, and they used it for navigation, and they're just beautiful.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a bit of a tangent, but I was thinking about that when you're talking about their contribution
massive
to astronomy and astrolabs or astrolabes. I'm not sure how you say
astrolabes.
that. Astrolabes.
It's really, it's something that I think we get very Western focused, and we look at, what did the Greeks contribute and the Romans contribute and all the Europeans and the Americans. Chinese astronomy is vastly significant. Indian astronomy, Arabic astronomy. And then you have all of the other cultures that had their own systems of belief. And many of them are still preserved today. And people are practicing and operate their lives in accordance with the stars under their understanding. Polynesia, Australia, Hawaii, parts of Canada, all of that is such a fascinating field to me, in addition to the true science part that we're proving and living and studying right now.
Right. Is there much overlap? Has sort of quote unquote Western science recognized, because so much is happening. So for example, in just in a different discipline, but with alternative medicine, so much was mocked and just, you can't prove it. It's worthwhile. It's worthless, whatever. Now science is realizing, actually, maybe if you meditate, it does help you dealing with cancer. It does help whatever. Is there any sort of overlap there yet, or is that probably premature with Western astronomy, looking to some of these more traditional
I think we find it's like the dichotomy of science and religion, or science and mythology, that we're not ready for that yet. It's sort of a pet project I've been sitting on to do a book, which compares, this is this constellation that we see and what we call it and the history of that. And here's what those stars mean scientifically. And here's what here's that star, which is part of this constellation in China, and it's part of that constellation in India. And this is how the night sky actually works. It is this fixed thing in science, but it's also this massively important, meaningful thing. And what the best part is for me, and I get really excited, is we're part of it. I was chatting with someone the other day. So astrology is the sister of astronomy.
Right.
It's making meaning out of our lives from the movement of the stars.
Right.
And I said, what's funny is someday someone's going to be on Mars and they're going to want to read their horoscope.
I saw you posted something about this on social media, and I loved it.
And Earth is going to go retrograde. What does it mean when Earth goes retrograde? We've never thought of ourselves as that dot in the sky, but we are a dot in the sky from somewhere else.
Yeah.
And that is really, I like to take that big perspective. That's where I come at this from.
Right.
But understanding that we as humans have a desire to explore that big place too.
Yep. I love that.